got breaking Jets news.
Oh.
Adam Schefter, let me get the details here. Breaking New York Jets news that they have made a trade.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
The Jets have made a trade. The Dolphins are sending Minkah Fitzpatrick to the Jets in exchange for a 2026 seventh-round pick from the Chargers. I don't know how that works. The Jets will sign Fitzpatrick to a 3-year, $40 million deal. Now, Minkah Fitzpatrick went from the Dolphins to the Steelers, back to the Dolphins. I know that he's been in the league for a while now, so he's not a spring chicken, but he is certainly someone who's going to calm that defense down and a veteran presence who knows what's going on in the back end of that defense. But interesting.
Yeah, well, here we go. We're off and running.
Yeah.
Well, we were off and running on Friday, legitimately, with all this stuff that happened over the weekend, and now things are going to start coming pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, so there you go. Minkah Fitzpatrick, who is how old now? Let's see. I mean,
he's like 28 or 29.
I feel like he's older than that now.
I would have said 30 myself, so right about where you're at.
He is 29. He'll be 30 during the season. So, yeah. You know where he was born? Old Bridge, New Jersey. I'm coming home.
How about that?
I'm coming home.
A couple towns over for me.
Yeah.
The Dolphins, by the way, releasing Tua as well, so they're very active this morning.
There's a lot of football today because at 12 o'clock, the legal tampering period begins with NFL free agency involving both the Giants and the Jets. And the New York Jets are on the board with what I like to call a no-brainer trade. There are certain moves that a team makes, and you can argue it. You can say, that's too much. I don't like it. I don't love this. They gave up a freaking late-round draft pick for a two-time all-pro safety who's 29 years old. They gave him a brand new contract of 3 years and $30 million. And for a defense that needs a whole lot of adding Minkah Fitzpatrick and giving up nothing is a rare good day and good moment for the New York Jets.
Yeah, when you look at the Jets last year, one of the glaring weaknesses was their secondary, and particularly their safety positions. Andre Sisco was bad when he came over. Tony Adams was even worse. Those guys are free agents. They will not be signed. I mean, you hope you get something out of Malachi Moore, who was a fourth-round pick last year, who'd be the other strong safety in this situation. But Minkah Fitzpatrick is such an interesting case because we all remember, 4 years ago, he got traded from Miami to Pittsburgh, and we thought, oh, this is going to be fantastic for him. He's going to turn into an all-pro top-end safety, but for whatever reason, his production declined. He was not effective. He battled a little bit of injury here and there, and he wasn't the same player. He goes back to Miami, and he gets back into that Pro Bowl type of quality, a guy who can play deep and also down in the box. So it's a good early deal for the Jets. This is not free agency. That hasn't started yet. The Jets have a lot to do in free agency. Safety was a position we thought they would address.
Yes.
But quarterback, they still need. Edge, they still need. Offensive line, they still need. Maybe another wide receiver. But they got the free agency period started with a trade that I think benefits them in the short and long term.
So far, and it is still the early going of the Mookie era, he knows what he's doing.
Yes.
He really does, because this is a nice little steal to start free agency. More news breaks.
Right. The Jets actually get active.
The Jets made 2 moves while we were away for that short 5-minute break. And before we get into the details on these 2 moves, here's the way I would define it as someone that's not even that familiar with the 2 guys they added. Mm-hmm. This feels like we're paying for what we think you're going to do more than what you've done. First move is they went out and signed a pass rusher. They actually signed 2 of them. But we'll start with the first one that they added, Joseph Ossai from the Cincinnati Bengals on a 3-year, $36 million deal. Feels like a gigantic overpay for what this man has accomplished. But I think back to when they signed Calvin Pace many years ago and they stole him away from Arizona. You looked at his stats and you're like, I don't know. But you were paying for what you think he would do. And Calvin ended up having a pretty good Jet career. So they get Joseph Ossai, who's a pass rusher, but will get more opportunities here with the New York Jets. And then they go out and they sign another pass rusher named Kingsley Enagbare of the Green Bay Packers. Another guy who's 26 years old. The numbers don't jump out at you. 11 and a half sacks in 4 years. But you see someone who maybe Aaron Glenn, since this is his superpower, will be able to unlock. So I think these are two moves that are not going to move the needle or excite you, because I think most of us have to look these guys up and try to learn about who they are.
Right.
But my interpretation is this is Darren Muji paying for what he thinks these guys can be more than what they've already accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are, I guess, especially with Ossai, as the years went on, he slowly got more and more of the defensive snaps. I mean, when he first started, he was getting 20 to 30% by the end last year in Cincinnati. And a part of this was because the Trey Hendrickson stuff that they had going on. Mm-hmm. He was on the field 70% of the time. So he developed in his fourth year into a player who could be counted on to play a lot of the snaps. And so as a defensive coordinator or a defensive minded coach, you want guys that other teams can trust to put on the field. So that's essentially what you got with Ossai and Enagbare.
The truth is, this is one of those moves that as a Jet fan, you can't be super excited about. You also can't rip. It's almost, all right, Muji, let's see if you're that good.
Right.
You're off to a good start as general manager of this team, as much as the quarterback situation is going to hang over all these decisions. But you have to build a defense. And you just went out and dropped about $23 million a year on two guys that haven't really proven that much in the league. You better be right. It's the old line, you better be right. I'm not going to sit here and rip you on March 9th because I'm not that familiar with either of these guys. But I do take it as we're paying for the future. And whenever I think of a move like that, I think back to the emotions I had when they signed Calvin Pace 15 years ago.
Another Jets news.
We added another person.
Yes,
another defensive player.
Oh, great.
A reunion.
You might like this or not.
Demario Davis is back on the Jets.
I like Demario Davis.
2-year, $22 million deal, $15 million guaranteed.
That's a good, solid move. And unlike the other two, we're very familiar with Demario Davis's work.
Yes, he's closer to your age than guys he's going to be teammates with.
What?
He's 37, dude.
He's 37 now?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Demario Davis has been playing for
I don't mind that, though, bro.
I mean, as long as he's healthy.
Yeah, of course.
As long as he's healthy, then this doesn't mean anything.
Look, they're building a young defense. The two guys that just added in Ossai and I'm going to try to get his name correct. Enagbare.
Right.
They're both young guys. They're 25, 26 years old. You're banking on their future. You need some veterans mixed in there, and I like Demario Davis. Nice, solid little signing. So the Jets, who need to build a new defense, in the first hour and 6 minutes of free agency, 3 guys.
Yes, all defense. Defense.
Which has to be the priority.
Right. I mean, look, Demario Davis, 2 years ago, he was an All-Pro. So after the 2023 season, second-team All-Pro. So he still got some skill set.